Look, I think we can all admit when we get assigned on a cash secured put and then the stock is trading well above our cost basis, it sucks and it's not a good time. In today's video, I'm going to show you a live trade that I am in currently and how I'm actually managing it, because the key thing here being patience and a little bit of discipline go a long, long way, especially when you're running the wheel strategy. Of course, guys, these are my personal transactions that I'm going to show you here, being fully transparent. Do your own research. I am not a financial advisor, but I do quickly, guys, if that's okay, I just want to I don't mention this on the channel very much before we jump into the Fidelity account, but I do want to quickly give some shout outs to some of our latest 100 Contract Club award winners. If you guys don't know what our 100 Contract Club is, basically, I think I have, yeah, there it is. See, I don't know if you could see it. I have it up on my shelf. Basically, we send these awards out to our OSS members when they hit 100 contracts. I believe 100 contracts, training wheels are off. You've been pretty much in every single situation that you can be running the wheel strategy, the Ark Options Strategy, and we send out these really nice awards to our members. And not only that, we actually donate Bibles to people who need it the most. Prisons, youth ministries. I actually have 160 Bibles loaded in my Jeep right now that I'm heading out to donate. So my big audacious goal is to donate 1 million Bibles in the next 10 years and impact those people's lives who need it most. I don't know about you guys, but the Bible has saved me, not just at my top, but at my bottom as well. And I want to make that same impact. Everything I'm building here, guys, basically what I'm trying to say is more than just, financial education or personal finance or income investing strategies and wheel strategy stuff. I want to do more, and I hope you can help me be part of this mission. But I want to shout out quickly some of our members inside that just got their 100 Contract Club awards. I actually have 2 more that I need to add in here. But let's talk about today's video, guys. Assignment. Cost basis. How do we, what do we do? Okay, what do we do? So let me quickly show you guys. So I am going to, I did copy and paste these into a Google Doc so I can blow them up a little bit more to make it a little easier. But basically, in September, I ended up getting assigned Kraft Heinz at $27. Here you can see $27 I was assigned, okay? And that's part of it. That means $2,700 was taken from my account. I got a cost basis of $27 on my shares. Now, the thing is, you got to track this for yourself, guys. I'm not kidding you. Your brokerages do not track, these kind of things correctly. I'm actually working with another one of our members inside OSS to create a web-based app that tracks like this stuff actually properly and correctly for you, but they don't. They just don't track premiums and stuff, or even like if you want to layer in your premium that you collected into your cost, they just don't do it. It's just not. It's just very different. Remember, we're very niche here. What we do here, okay? But so basically, I was assigned some cash secured put, or my cash secured put. I ended up having, running one, ended up collecting some nice premium, ended up taking that assignment, and then I ended up doing another covered call here. Then if we go into Q4 here, I'll just click apply now, and you could see I actually ended up getting a nice little juicy dividend. Let's go. It's part of the Ark Options Strategy. This is part of the reason that I love running the wheel strategy, the Ark Options Strategy, I call it, on dividend paying stocks. Listen, that's a nice little dividend that I got here for owning only 100 shares. $40, very nice. Plus my $47 of premium. I literally doubled my premium dividend. I'm just lumping that. I doubled my income that month. Easy way to layer in that income. This is why I love running this on, dividend paying stocks, just a lot of income in ETFs. That's actually going to be part of my next thing that I mentioned this morning in my pre-market calls, that I'm going to actually be doing a lot of, experimentation and testing on like JEPB and JEPQ and stuff, and some of these income based ETFs where I'm collecting a really juicy yield income every month. Plus I'm going to be layering in the covered calls as well. But here on Kraft Heinz, you can see I collected, almost $100 of just income on that month. And then if we go back, let's say just go year to date here, you could see year here has expired, right? My call here expired, and I have another call open right now that's going out towards March 13th, actually expiring in a few days from now. And I collected some premium. So that's where I'm at right now with the Kraft Heinz. But why am I telling you this? Right? Why am I even telling you this in the first place? And so so obviously just full transparency, that's the trade I'm in. It sucks, right? What's Kraft Heinz even trading for right now? I'm just going to quickly open it up in my other screen. Well, we're trading at 24.50-ish. Okay, 24.50-ish. We bounce around. Sometimes we're at 25. Sometimes we're around this area. Okay, 24.50. Okay. A lot of people say, Pete, you're dumb. You bought them at 27. It's trading at 24.50. Well, If I was a normal human, I would think that, right? And most people, and this is part of the reason I started this channel, I don't care how redundant I will be here for many, many years, guys, talking about this, is if let me see, grab a chart here. Let me go ArkPicks, Kraft Heinz, KHC. All right, let's go take a quick look. Huge update coming to ArkPicks, guys. Fundamental rankings, full options chain. Get into ArkPicks.com. Prices will be getting raised. Just FYI. Side note: huge update coming by the end of this month. Full options chain view with ArkPicks trade ideas selected on each, plus full fundamental analysis on the companies as well. Not that we already don't have insane amounts of features in here. But taking a look, right? Let's go over to a quick little chart here, okay? A normal human being, if they had assigned, let's just go back to September-ish, right? We got assigned around the September timeframe. They would have been stuck holding it at $27, right? And it was already at 25, so I was already kind of toast, right? So where would they be at? They would still be underwater. The only thing a normal human being would have collected is that $40 dividend. This is why many years ago when I was working as an IT guy full-time, I was very obsessed because I came from the high-frequency trading world, and I became obsessed with investing while I was working at the best high-frequency trading firm in the country. And as an IT guy, not smart enough for any of the other stuff, but I became obsessed with what these guys were doing, right? And that's where I started really getting serious into investing and looking at this. And I remember somebody told me back then, it's like, and they showed me that, and it's like so stupid to say, but it's so logical, and I hope it hits the way it hits for me, right? And I worked a lot in the with different kinds of divisions, like options guys, the actual traders, because I was helping them with like the networking side of things and testing. And I remember one of the guys saying, not directly to me, but saying it, and I forget exactly how he said it, but it was like, hey, like why they go in and out of trade so quickly. It's because look at over the course of a year here, right? He showed me like, hey, look, if we were holding this at 27 from September all the way to today, we didn't make any money. We literally lost $200. Like nothing happened. Absolutely nothing happened. Okay, we collected $40 of dividend. And that's what a dividend investor would do. And I was so obsessed with dividend investing because I was like telling other people that I was working with that time, I was like, hey, I want to live off dividends. I want to live off dividends. And I was investing in a whole bunch of stuff, dumb things at the time, right? Things I didn't understand because I was much younger back then, right? But the thing is, like, you can't unless you invest like maybe in like a JEPQ or a JEPI where you put in a ton of money and you're getting that monthly income. Sure, there's a case to be had there, but trying to pick the individual stocks and just living off the dividends of that individual stock is suicide, okay, in my personal opinion. But it's not suicide if you have a plan. So I'm kind of being long-winded here, but to show you what would have happened if I did nothing from September and just held on to the shares. Most people do that. They don't have a plan. They just buy the shares, they collect the dividend or no dividend, and they just wait for it to recover. Some of you think you're underwater on your SoFi. But what I'm about to show you is probably going to prove to you you're actually not. You're actually not underwater on your SoFi if you factor in some of the numbers that you have collected over time. See, the thing is, we all like to jump to conclusions immediately, like, hey, we're underwater on this stock because we bought it at 27, but you're not factoring everything else, all the money you made along the way, all the income and dividends that you collected along the way. So let me show you how this all actually looks like. So apologies, this is small. So these are just the screenshots I grabbed, obviously, that I showed you guys. So, oh my goodness, let's see if I can do this right. Okay. So right here in September when I was assigned, previously I got a cash secured put. I collected $50.33. I then sold a call, got $50.33. Simple man's math, $100.66 of premium collected. Okay. I can, if I want to, and when I'm trying to get out of a company that's or really want to see like, hey, where is my true break even price here? I will factor this into my collateral here, or into my my cost basis. So right now my cost basis ain't $2,700. It wasn't $2,700 ever, right? Even on the 26th. On the 26th when I was assigned, my cost basis was under $2,600 for those shares. And a lot of people don't factor that in because your brokerage doesn't show it. Your brokerage shows you losing money. You are a loser, right? You've lost money. When in actuality, it's not taking into account all of this into the shares, right? It's not. Now, I put this in asterisk. Do I always do this? No, but when I'm really underwater in a company where my cost basis is higher than where my what the value of the company is. For example, right now with Kraft Heinz trading at 24.50-ish, and I got assigned at 27, of course I'm going to factor in all the money I've made along the way into the premium. Why wouldn't I? That's going to allow me to really see my true cost basis to then be able to still get those shares working. Remember, your shares, when we are selling options, we are income investors. We need our assets working for us. We're not just going to have a rental property sitting out there that we're not putting it to work. Okay. So you could see here, I collected $100 of 66 cents of premium on those of premium on those. Okay. Now, as we scroll down and getting into the following, right, here's where it gets really interesting, right? So I collected the $40 dividend. I collected the $47 in another covered call here. And you could see, right? Who can spot it? Who can spot this? Let's see. Can anybody guess right here? Can anybody see it? No, I don't know. It might be too small. But you could see I did a 25 covered call in December. Why did I do a 25 covered call? Well, because I didn't just go out there and just do a covered call, right? I looked at the numbers, okay? I looked at, okay, here's my upcoming dividend that I'm getting because I own the shares. Of course, I risk getting assigned. There's always a higher chance of assignment during X dividends, of course. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. There's also my premium that I collected on the contract, plus the premium I collected of the previous month. 166 previous month. My premium that I'm collecting on this covered call being a lot closer to the money at 25, risky, and I collected a dividend. So my total that I've collected of income is 188 for my cost basis now of being 2,500 about. That's why it was a little bit more of a risky play for me. Of course, I could have lost $12, right? But I factored that in because I want to be a little bit more aggressive in collecting that premium, okay? And that allowed me to be okay. If this goes sideways on me, I'm okay losing $12 to get out of Kraft Heinz because I've said it multiple times. I am a little worried about the future and where Kraft Heinz is going, right? But either way, it was a riskier play. But my real cost basis on these shares was 25.12. You see what I'm saying? So I was okay with that risk. I was okay with it. Okay. Now, as we go lower into our final, where we're currently at, and if you want to follow along, I can shoot more of these videos. A lot of you have asked, hey, I haven't shown these in a while. It's because this is a boring and disciplined trade. There hasn't been much happening. Like, guys, there's really not much happening. And this is where I'm at right now. So I've got my call expiring in 3 days. My previous cost basis obviously being 25.12. I then have another. I actually ended up doing the 26s here because I was happy just collecting $26 because we had a nice little bump in Kraft Heinz when I opened this. I was like, oh, nice, I can do the 26s. Fantastic, right? And I collected 26.33. I would have captured nice appreciation on that as well if I ended up. I mean, I doubt it's going to hit 26 in the next 3 days, but we'll see, right? And then here is my new actual cost basis. Okay, so I got my 25.12 minus the $26. My actual cost basis on those shares for me to break even is 24.85, which is only just slightly above where the actual stock, the stock is trading at right now. So what's going to happen next? Thursday or Friday when my contract expires, I'm going to go look at the 25s. Covered calls, I'm going to get a very nice premium for that because now I'm going to be totally comfortable doing to 25 covered calls because now that is going to be below my cost basis. I'm probably going to collect around $40 of premium on that one. And that's it. Now at that point, I am no longer underwater on my shares. Sure, there's arguments to be had, but Pete, you factor in all this. Yes, I did. But you sometimes have to. If you own a rental property, sometimes you gotta factor in the painting and the new toilets. You gotta factor in some of these costs that you got. This is a business. I treat this like a business, right? Sometimes I don't get to pocket all that income. Sometimes I gotta take that income and fix things, fix the trade for myself to the point where, okay, assets fixed now, it's in a stable position. Now it's working for me. So now every covered call that I do after this, unless Kraft Heinz drops below 24 and it's trading at 23, then I have to, I'm going to have to do more fixing. But that's how it is. Sure, did it take a long time? Damn well it did. I've said it since the start of this channel. This strategy requires patience. It requires discipline. You're going to get bored of it. There's going to be times where you're just like, I just want to get out of this area and just go dump it in somewhere else. But look what I just want you to visually see what's happened here, right? I'm going to now over the next 2 months, right? This will be now, and maybe I'll shoot the next update video like in a month or two to show you where my next cost basis is going to be. Let me know if you want to see that in the comment section, or let me know in the comment section of stocks that you've been in, right? Were you patient enough and disciplined enough to be able to fix the trade for yourself? Because this, in my opinion, is how I fix a losing trade. I'm going to be getting dividends. I'm going to get a dividend that's coming up here soon again. Another $40 or whatever it's going to come out to. I'm going to get my calls now at 25. I'm going to be collecting another, $40 to $50 of premium. This is quickly going to drop below, towards the $2,300 cost basis level. Then I'm going to be able to do my calls at 24, even closer, 25. Guess what? Now I have an asset that I'm going to be sitting with, whether they recover or not, but it's making me money now. Guys, if you want to learn more about this, attend the Ark Options Strategy Workshop. 90 minutes of training there in there for you. Plus, I give you my 2 premium calculators as well as my full trade log template. You absolutely need this if you want to keep yourself organized. I can't stress enough. You need this, otherwise you're not going to really understand where your true cost basis is on anything that you guys are actually doing. Guys, remember, sell options, collect premiums, repeat. I'll see y'all tomorrow.